Hello and welcome. We're on to the next phase of construction, insulation. This is a super cool episode because we actually get to see them spray the foam inside of the ceiling and install the batts, which is really satisfying. I didn't expect this, but they started by directly tapping the electrical panel because the trucks draw a lot of power for the sprayers that they're going to use inside the ADU. They had to do a little bit of prep here to cover all the windows and openings that they didn't want to have foam get on. So you can see this guy going around just stapling some plastic. This guy was in a full Tyvek suit, had a face mask on, respirator, he was ready to go. The impression that I got from this is that you do not want to screw around with this foam. And here we go. I obviously didn't want to be in there because I didn't have the same protective gear to be inside filming, and I was worried about my camera, but I did have a GoPro set up and captured a little bit of what was happening on the inside. Really didn't take long to do all of this. I think it was maybe a few hours. This guy was awesome. I did not ask him to move the camera, but he did because he knew that I was going to get a better shot from it. So cool to see the whole ceiling getting done. Pretty sure it was 2 days later that they came by to start installing the batts. You can see some of the cured ceiling foam, how they kind of shaved it off some of the rafters, and just what the final product looks like. So this R11 is just for soundproofing in the interior walls, and then we had the R21 that was for the 2x6 walls. And earlier we saw R38, which is in the ceiling of the garages to separate the living spaces of the ADU from below. Most of the spray foam was upstairs, but there's these jut outs on the side of the ADU where they did spray foam. So you can kind of see that here going along the edges. Good old John's Manville. Based here in Denver, Colorado, and responsible for one of the largest asbestos health risk cover-ups that we've ever seen. Hopefully we won't be seeing anything like that in the products that we're using. Once they had the batts installed, they were going over it with a plastic vapor barrier, which they stapled in place. And this is me, for some reason, inappropriately touching the vapor barrier. We noticed a huge difference in the space once the insulation started going in, just from the sound dampening and, I don't know, just the overall vibe of being in that space. Not sure that this is OSHA approved, but he was up there cramming every nook and cranny with batt insulation. You can really see in the light here just how much is floating in the air when they're moving these batts around. So I was definitely wearing a mask anytime I was inside there. And that's a wrap on the installation. Got the batts installed, we got the vapor barrier stapled in, we got the ceiling spray foamed. It's looking good. Having the interior walls insulated was a pretty insignificant cost in the grand scheme, and I think it'll be well worth it in the end just to help isolate the sound in each of these rooms. Yeah, that's it. One step closer to completion. We're going to be starting drywall soon, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.